Welcome to Xbox Uncut, episode 327.
It's a lot of episodes.
I don't even fucking know anymore. PlayStation Uncut, the home of Genshin Impact and Fall Guys. Genshin. I don't give a fuck. It ain't on Xbox. Will's over here dying. I'm just gonna let this play out.
Okay, for those not in the know.
So we're sitting here going over news, like trying to figure out what, just like, hey, this is news article here, there, like, hey, let's add this in real quick to the show. We always do it before the show.
Let's make this the top of the news story. Just to get out the way.
Yeah, it should be the top news story. I think you're right. It should definitely be the top news story.
Yeah.
So what's the top news story, Dustin?
Well,
it's breaking news. Actually, wait, we should make Will have to announce it.
Okay.
See how he does if he can stop laughing while he says it.
Oh man! All right.
What games aren't coming to Xbox, Will?
No.
Oh, that's not the segment? I don't know what we're going to call the segment. It's going to be a
I'll
weekly
break the
thing.
news. Breaking news, y'all. This is breaking news from Windows Central.
It's coming in.
Breaking news. Is Genshin Impact coming to Xbox? According to Windows Central, the best answer is no.
Hell no.
That's really all you have to know. That's the breaking news. Okay, to be serious, it's possible this could change according to Windows Central. But since the game is free to play on so many other platforms, you definitely shouldn't wait around for an Xbox version, according to them. So go ahead and play on your Android, on PC, on your iPhone, or
on your refrigerator.
Also, as a bonus news item, Fall Guys, the popular PS4 PC game, is not coming to Xbox as well. At least not anytime soon.
So now, those are some big news drops. Will
those are hot news drops? Just so the Xbox community knows, those two super popular games are not coming to Xbox.
Yep, not coming.
So you better enjoy it on the other platforms for now.
Yeah, because when they hit Xbox, they're gonna be old news. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the case.
The well will be dry.
Yeah, gonna get all the DLC, all that stuff for free.
But don't worry, I guarantee
nobody's
you,
gonna be playing.
If they ever do show up to Xbox, there's going to be a brand new list of games that will not be coming to the Xbox Series S or X.
Well, just every game that doesn't come to Series X or S or Xbox, I mean, you don't have to pay for microtransactions.
It's true. It's true.
Save some money.
Microsoft, by not providing you the option, is saving.
They're worried about your wallet.
Saving you money.
Good guy Phil. Worried about our wallet.
I know. He's trying not to
Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there'll be pre-podcast though. Like, yeah, I kind of don't get why they don't put Genshin on there because like they have a Chinese-based label that they help publish games from Chinese developers and stuff.
It may be exclusive because of a Sony deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing is the only other reason.
And I believe Fallout Guys is as well.
Yeah,
Fallout
Xbox got Carry On. Sony with PlayStation got Fallout Guys.
Yeah.
Or Fall Guys. Why they keep saying Fallout Guys? It's
Yeah,
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys,
I think Fallout Guys would be a way more interesting game.
No, Microsoft owns it, so they should just make Fallout Guys.
Yeah.
You all end up in a bunker doing mini games together.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then the overseer kills you off one by one when you lose the mini game.
Or you have to figure out who the overseer is. It's a
yeah.
overseer.
See, everyone dies until there's just an overseer, but then your bunker's all screwed.
Yeah.
That'd be great. They could do the same. Yeah, they could do like the Pip Boy, the Fall Guy thing.
Yeah.
Go through like levels of like radioactive waste and stuff.
Phil needs to listen to this podcast because he would already know that he needs to get on the whole like Highlander,
That's right.
Battle Royale, and now Fallout guys.
Fallout guys.
That'd be amazing, man. You guys are.
Though people might get upset about the name because it's guys. It should be Fallout people.
Well, you don't want to limit yourself. Fallout species. Yeah, just include every species.
Fallout stuff.
Fallout. Let's just cut out the third part.
Speaking of Fallout, I mean, I know we don't have a real order for this news, but there's some cool Fallout 4 news, right, Dustin?
I mean, I had a little bit of order for this news.
You have some order? We'll get around to it then. That's a tease.
It's a tease that I am going to fulfill because I think a certain person has already teased a little too much on Twitter. I don't even see the Fallout news. Where the hell is it? Got the Falconeer, the Forzas.
It's the Xbox Series X and Series S. Best place to play.
Oh, that's right. Well, yeah, we'll just pop that up to number one news. So, after the show last week, Microsoft was like, hey, Thursdays, I know y'all like to push a show back, and there's always fucking news on Thursdays, but we always do the show on Wednesdays anyway. So, we're going to throw out another backwards compatibility article. And it was just like, I kind of rolled my eyes when I first saw it. I was like, man, are they talking about this shit again? Again? Like, I'm done with it. Done! Yeah. And then they said, hey, what do you think about auto HDR? I'm like, that was last week's news, Phil. Last week's news. I need something new.
No.
Then they say, what about Fallout 4 at 60 frames per second with auto HDR? And then everybody went, what? Say that again? Really? I'm fucking in. I can't wait. I'm going to play Fallout 4. Because that game was janky as shit at 30 frames per second. And, man, 60
yeah, pretty much confirms
awesome.
what we were talking about last week, that there's the option of uncapping the frame rates on some games. Now, it's going to be a limited list of games, I assume.
Yeah. But
it'll be
Fallout 4
much,
is a
much
big
like
game. It wasn't like this is like, oh, we're unlocking this arcade game that nobody really gives a damn about. It makes me interested to see the list of what they uncapped from 30 to 60. Because I did not expect Fallout 4.
No, and this also, since it runs on the same engine as Skyrim, the remaster, maybe we'll see Skyrim get a 60 frames per second patch and auto HDR. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, and maybe this is the start of the rest of the Bethesda games getting the same treatment. So who knows? Maybe Dishonored will happen. Dishonored 2. That'd be cool.
Yeah, could bode well for, like you said, Skyrim. Because that could get the 60 FPS plus the auto HDR.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a huge transformation though. Like it's pretty much like you're running a pretty good PC, high-end PC like level.
Well, and wasn't there talk of even kicking up the frame rates to 120 frames per second on some games a few months ago? That was mentioned. So
yeah, they said
who
60
knows?
Would go to 120 and 30 go to 60. So
yeah. So maybe Ninja Gaiden.
Like Ninja Gaiden, seeing Ninja Gaiden get kicked up to 120 would be crazy.
Yeah, be 4K, 120 plus the auto HDR. Dustin, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I was playing Fallout 4 recently, and it is very like jerky, kind of janky, and 30 FPS. It's a little hard to get through, but yeah, I just when I saw the news, I just uninstalled it. I was all right. I just wait for the. I'll download it again on the Series X. And
yeah. You'll use about 1/10 of your hard drive on it. I mean, sorry, SSD on it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You have to pick a select few games that you want to like. Plus, like maybe a few indies, but
Well, Jason just bought that, and I think I'm gonna buy one myself on Amazon. The adapter, the USB adapter to hook up a SSD just straight to your Xbox and get a cheaper SSD. Because from what it looks like with performance analysis, you could get yourself like a cheaper 2 terabyte SSD and put all your Xbox One games on it and Xbox games.
And it'll run very close
and it would run close, and then while your Series X games can run on the internal stuff or the expansion, and that way you get the benefits of an SSD on the USB drive. So it actually might be the smarter take to buy an SSD just to plug it, because the adapter's like $10. So you buy the SSD, plug it into your Series X, and not have to worry about it.
It was the Sobrent adapter, though, specifically, because Digital Foundry did some tests with it, and they tested the cheaper like Amazon versions and stuff, and didn't work as well. So if you're going to go that route, got to be a Sobrent, SATA to USB adapter, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, it gives you similar load times on Xbox One and 360, because they're not designed to use the velocity architecture, so you're not going to see the super fast load times like you are. I mean, they're still really fast, but you're not going to see the super fast load times like you're going to see on Series X exclusive games. But yeah, it's a good way of doing it.
So now that we know Fallout 4 is going to get double the frames per second, at least, what are our other dream titles?
Could I
get this treatment?
If I had one, it would be Fallout Guys and Genshin Impact and
Fallout Guys. I love that. That's the name of the podcast.
Yeah, Fallout Guys.
Fallout Guys. Genshin Impact. And what else? Demon Souls.
Yeah.
I
mean, Dark Souls Souls 3 would be an awesome version of that. And I mean, most
Sunset Overdrive would be awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, that's like, this seems like the one most people want to see, because that would be like a super interesting like upgrade.
I want it to get 4K and 60 frames per second. That's my hope for Sunset Overdrive, because that's a game that just would benefit so much from the extra frame rate, you know?
I agree. Also like Tekken 7, because that game was like 720p. What else? The Metal Gear games actually too would be interesting, because Metal Gear Ground Zeroes is like 720p 60, and then the other one is like Solid 5 was 900p 60. But if you bump it up with the the resolution and the HDR, it's gonna look like an amazing game, like a transformative looking game. Like,
what about original Destiny?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Aren't they gonna kill Destiny though and just merge it?
That's my guess.
Yeah, I think that's my best guess for it. Just kill it.
Yeah. What other games? Maybe like Battlefield Hardline. I mean, I know people weren't like crazy on that.
Well, the Battlefield games were already at 60.
Yeah, well, I guess
they would just benefit from the added horsepower to lock the 60, or possibly a res bump.
Do you think Master Chief Collection and Halo 5, go ahead, just pop them up to 120?
That'd be interesting.
They're already 60. Like,
they might be able to do that for some of them.
With Infinite, like, it's going to be 120 in certain modes, so why not just like, fuck it, Halo at 120? Yeah, which is going to be, if they do it, it would be fucking bizarre, since all those games started at 30.
Oh,
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if they could get that to. Well, no, the animations might mess it up, huh? Because that's the main reason games won't have it done. Apparently, it's for games that have animations maybe locked to the frame rates.
Yeah,
I don't know if y'all remember, but when Killer Instinct first came to PC after it had been out on Xbox One for a while, there was a weird bug to where when you would run the game at higher frame rates than 60, it would actually speed up the game, because essentially the game was coded to the frame rate. So I imagine there's some cases like that where games that run at 30, if you tried to double the frame rate, it would suddenly double the speed of the actual game. You know?
Yeah, I've seen that issue presented too. That'd be bad for certain games. What's some other game that? Oh, you know what? Because remember, Digital Foundry did that thing on Assassin's Creed Unity with the unpacked.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be a really interesting one too, because it'll be running if they did the enhancements and if it worked, it'll be like 4K 60 HDR. It'd be insane. Like I'm like, whoa.
That'd be good for Assassin's Creed Syndicate as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's gonna. No, it will be HDR and it will be 4K. No, what is Unity?
Well, we don't know about 4K.
900p.
900p.
30.
Yeah. It might be 1800, right? It wouldn't be like for games to get to 4K. They have to be running at 720.
Well, it quadruples the resolution, right?
Yeah, it'll be over 900. I mean, it'll be over 4K.
But maybe for Xbox One titles, maybe it'll double. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. Yeah.
Well, I think they were talking about like at a 720p video go upscales to 4K properly, while like a 900p would go. You could scale it to 1800p, and it would still look really fucking good without.
No, it was games that were below 720p that were scaling the 1800p, right, or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like I think Final Fantasy 13?
Yeah.
Wasn't 720p. It was
but like they could put the scaler just on double, and then it would be 18 if it's 900.
Mm-hmm.
So
it wouldn't be double for 900p to 1800p isn't double. Because 720
it's
to
double
4,
on each
4K
axis.
It's 4 times.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's double on each axis, so it's not twice to the right and twice up and down.
So it's not twice the pixels, right?
It'd be more than twice the pixels.
Right.
But it's still like how the scaling works. It would work.
Because
it would be the right aspect ratio.
4 times the actual pixels, right?
Yes.
Whereas 900p to 1800p isn't.
No, it isn't. But 900p to 1800p for image quality is fucking dramatic.
Yeah.
So
I'm just curious.
So the scale.
I guess it depends on what their method is.
Hard.
Yeah. I guess it depends on what their method is. But if they're like doubling the resolution or tripling the resolution, or there's probably some, or maybe they have to quadruple it if the method is similar, and then downscale it. So maybe it's running above 4K. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see. But yeah, it'd be really cool. There's a lot of games that didn't get those Xbox enhanced patches that would be nice to see running at higher resolutions. We talked about it last week, like Rise. Dead Rising 3 would be a huge one. That would be a game where it'd be nice to get 4 times the resolution, because that was running at 720p, right?
Yeah. It'll clean it up considerably. I mean, it looks okay. It's not too bad at 720p still, but the jaggies will be kind of smoothed out, and then it would look a lot nicer.
If they could unlock that frame rate too, it'd be huge.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. I mean, all we need now is just like a list and like just showing off more games that use this. Because they said they came up also with new techniques to be able to do like the resolution doubling and quadrupling.
Yeah. Oh, it works for Series S as well. It isn't just X. Series S is getting double frame rate. So the video they actually showed off for Fallout 4 was running on a Series S, and that was running at 1080p at twice the frame rate.
Yeah, that's nuts.
All right, I think this is a good transition to the Falconeer performance across Xbox consoles. Because this everybody was sitting there, it's like, oh, the Series S is a 1400 machine. You won't get any more resolution than 1400p. Well, we got some stats about the Falconeer. So on Series X, it's going to be native 4K 60. On performance mode, 1800p at 120 frames per second. Load time, 13 seconds. So that's pretty cool. Series S, native is 1800p at 60 frames per second. The performance mode is 1080p at 120. And the load time is 13 seconds. So same load time. And the 1S, 1080p 60, 42 seconds for load time.
But, and it's 1800p 60, right? For the Xbox One X.
S. Did they say the One X?
Yeah, for the Xbox One X. It wasn't in that tweet, but later on the developer confirmed it's 1800p 60 for the Xbox One X.
That's fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, especially for the Series S, because like people were worried that you wouldn't like. It's like, hey, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the Falconeer is the most graphically intense game of all time. It really isn't. Like, but it looks pretty cool, and it's showing that the Series S will scale. Like, I expect something like Minecraft, if it doesn't have ray tracing, to run at like 4K on the Series S. Because it's Minecraft, and it's not visually pushing anything crazy, so of course you can run it at a higher resolution. But the next Gears of War game, it will probably scale down. Like, it's just
it shows you the Series S GPU power in play, because it's 4 teraflops RDNA 2 compared to 6 teraflops with the old architecture. Yeah, but they're both running at the same frame rate and same resolution. So 60, 1800p. So that shows you that the GPU is in line with the current 1X, maybe more powerful eventually. I don't know, because that is a launch game.
What has
so
more
it hasn't been optimized.
So yeah,
that too. But it shows you that it's not behind. Because people would say, "Oh, 6 teraflops versus 4. It's not even as strong as the Xbox One X." Blah blah blah. No. That's not the case at all.
Yeah.
It looks like the GPU is going to outperform the Xbox One X, and obviously the CPU will destroy it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a game I'm looking forward to. There's a nice little like Panzer Dragoon-ish game.
I think it's a special case of being above 1440p, mainly though, because there's no textures in the game.
Yeah.
So the RAM won't be any kind of limitation. Because that's the big limiting factor actually with the Series S, more than anything. I think is gonna be that the RAM is not super low or anything, but that's what's gonna limit it to 1440p and below.
Because the texture quality is just not going to be as big.
Exactly.
Well, not big, but high quality. Big in
They're going to be probably including like 1080p level textures. Yeah, and then running it at 1440p, so you get the crispness of the resolution, but the low res textures.
Yeah, it's an interesting look to it. It kind of looks like ever played that game on PS2, Mark of the Cree, or Cry, whatever. It kind of has like that. No. It has like almost like a very simple shaded look. I mean, it's interesting. Yeah,
reminds me of the original Warhawk for PlayStation. Not PlayStation 3, the very first one.
PS1.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of that as far as the gameplay style from what I've seen.
Oh, yeah. That was a cool game. I wish they brought that one back.
Oh, and you know what other game it looks like? And this is not a good thing. Lair.
Which one is?
Remember Lair for the PS3? It was supposed to be a launch title, but then got pushed back from launch. It was the game that required you to use the 6-axis for motion controls, and it didn't let you use the analog sticks. And then eventually they patched it in to where you could use the analog sticks for controls. That game got dumped on, man. They really got shit on. But that was the last major game from Factor 5, the ones who made those Star Wars games for the GameCube and 64. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see. I'm looking it up. Yeah, that's interesting. It looks like a Panzer Dragoon Dark Souls. It looks interesting.
Yeah. But Falconeer looks cool. Yeah. And it's exciting that we're going to get beyond 1440p resolutions on Series S already at launch. So it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's kind of up and down with like it depends on the engine, depends on what they're doing with the console. So it's like it's very dependent on like I mean the console is very powerful itself. It's just like some devs can get more out of it than others. So and yeah, depending on the engines and stuff. But yeah.
I mean, since we're talking about performance, we may as well talk about the other two games that got some performance details, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We got
the honors for Dustin.
Dirt 5, Digital Foundry. Well, let's break it down the right way. IGN posted a video on YouTube of Dirt 5. It was a 1080p video being claimed it was 4K at 3000 bitrate, which anybody that does any streaming at all knows that looks like absolute shit. Especially for a high frame rate game that you're trying to show.
It doesn't look next gen.
Now, if you watch the Digital Foundry video, their video actually looked good because it was fucking a higher bitrate. But yeah, even then, like people were like hitting on Dirt 5 because in the 120 frames per second mode, they take out spectators in the game to get it, a consistent frames rate. But I thought overall Digital Foundry was happy with the modes in Dirt 5. I don't know. Like, what was y'all's take? What do you think? Because Ars Technica had different issues.
It was Ars Technica, yeah, that dropped the first one that got everyone thinking, "Oh god, this is gonna be a mess," And I don't know where they got their numbers from because they were saying the game was running closer to 40 frames per second in the high resolution mode, right?
No, because there's Digital Foundry or something, right?
There's 3 modes. There's high resolution, there's performance, and then there's the 120 frames per second mode. Yeah. The high resolution mode is also dynamic, as just like the 60 frames per second mode, but it's at 4K more of the time than the performance mode, and it has drops.
Also has higher shadow. Isn't it shadow quality is better?
Yeah, there's better shadow quality too, or something like that. Yeah, but anyway, that's the best looking mode, but it maintains 60 most of the time. It does have some drops, but nowhere near the 40s, and definitely not staying in the 40s like Ars Technica said, according to what Digital Foundry figured out. So I don't know where that information was coming from. And then the performance mode is locked at 60. So
yeah, so it looked to me. I just thought somebody didn't get an update, did the review too early, and the game, it's a pre-release game, so it was just running bad on their console. That's
possibly.
I'm giving the benefit of the doubt.
IGN,
Yeah. Well, IGN is just IGN. They're fucking ignorant as shit.
But the same thing happened with Yakuza Like a Dragon as well with IGN. They put out this garbage-looking video, said it didn't look next-gen, and then you end up finding out it's running at either 4K 30, 1440p 60, and then for Series S, supposedly it's going to be 1440p 30 or 900p 60.
Yeah.
And I know that doesn't sound great, but the new, was it the Dragon engine, I think they call it, that particular engine is just a resource hog. Like, even a 2080 Ti cannot run that engine at 4K 60 right now. So it's just a very poorly optimized engine. So the fact that it is running at 1440p 60 on the Series X at launch is probably a really good sign of the horsepower of this thing.
All right. Yeah. And for the fanboy war of it, I'm sorry, I just got to throw it out there. I love the people that were complaining about it, going, "Man, this is what the power of the Xbox is," and it's like, bitch, because somebody found a video of, what was it, NBA 2K21. It's running at 25 frames per second on PlayStation 5. Because they were able to count the frames on the back end of it, and it says running on PS5. It's running at 25, but this is the console's not out yet. It's pre-release software.
Well, that's the thing. These games are old builds. Like, for them to be able to be previewed, that means they're older, stable builds.
Yeah.
Once these things hit at launch, maybe we'll have spectators in the stands at
my favorite was somebody was defending the NBA thing, going, "Well, it's not a console exclusive like Dirt 5." Is like, bitch, Dirt 5 ain't console exclusive.
No.
And Yakuza is coming out on PS5 next year. Like, these, and if you think they're gonna run better on fucking PlayStation, got something to tell you. It's not.
My guess is that Dirt 5 is gonna have essentially the 120 frames per second mode is running at 1440p at the max and does scale down at 1080p. Forgot to say that. I'm guessing for PS5, it's not going to be 4K. It's going to max out at 1440p instead. We'll see. We might not see until after launch. It sounds like Sony's not going to be giving out PS5s, in time for these tests to even happen, based on the way things are going right now. We'll see.
They got a lot of vacuuming to do. They got to clean out those consoles.
No, traditionally they give these companies like a week or so of having the preview unit or whatever. So, and that's a week before release. My guess is that Microsoft was ready to be.
Like nobody gives out the console over a month before it comes out and says, "Hey, play with it." Like this.
Well, the rumor was that it was going to come out in September before COVID-19 happened, and I think that's all starting to line up. You know, because the hardware is ready. It's been ready. You know.
Well, I have the Xbox is a flamethrower. I don't know if you remember from last week. It is very hot. Very hot. So hot it can't handle Fallout, guys. That's all I'm saying. It would make the system explode.
And Fallout guys and Highlander, princes of the universe.
But Forza Motorsport 7 can be played on Game Pass now. I don't know if y'all know that. That's a big thing. No.
Yeah, there were some other Game Pass announcements too, right?
Yeah.
A bunch of.
Go ahead, Will.
Yeah. So it was. Let me see. Trying to get this thing. I had okay. All right. Yeah. So Superland, Scourgebringer. That's a cool game. That was the indie.
Wait, those are two different games, right?
Yeah, two different games. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Katana Zero, which is a good indie game. Cricket 19. I have a small image. I can't see the little subtitle top part. Tales of Vesperia coming to PC and
console.
Game Pass for console.
Cool.
Yep. Swords of Ditto. It's a good game. I have it on PS4, so hopefully this means it'll come to Xbox soon. Age of Empires 3 and another game called Heave Ho. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, those are PC only. Those three.
Yeah, but it's a good list. Yeah, a lot of good indies there.
Katana Zero is a big one. People say that game's amazing. I haven't played it yet, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, that and Scourgebringer have kind of similarities because they're both kind of like fast-paced, like action.
Scourgebringer is pretty good. I played that one when they had the demo, the free demo, during the kind of E3-ish replacement week. Remember?
Right. Yeah, a lot of good games are there. The only thing I don't like about it is like the pixel art. Sometimes I don't like when developers like blow the pixel art up too much, and I guess it's so chunky. It's kind of hard to make out the figures.
I think that's a bit overdone style at this point.
Yeah,
it used to look cool, and now it's okay. We've seen that before. You know?
Yeah, it's getting to be a little bit of an eyesore, but for this game at least, like the action feels so good that it kind of overrides some of the visual stuff that I don't too care for it too much. But yeah, it's a fun game though. Definitely try out Scourge. It's a nice like action slasher.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I forgot to mention about the previous two games. The Dirt 5 thing. I was a little disappointed, but I'm like, you know what? Like they can always patch it later on, and like the only thing I was worried about, the only thing I wasn't too keen on was the screen tearing. I was like, I hope they really fix that. Otherwise, it looked fine to me. It looks
well.
Good.
It looked like a Dirt 5 game to me.
Mm-hmm.
Or not Dirt 5 game, but it looked like a Dirt game because that's their art style. Like it's, I know people were comparing it to like Gran Turismo and like Forza and shit. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Like they're different art. Like it's
the game you should actually compare it to is Onrush and Drive Club and Motorsport because it's the same development team that made all those, and it's the same graphics engine as Onrush, which was very scalable in a lot of great ways. So, I think. Well, according to the developers too, the newer builds are already showing more progress. So I wouldn't be surprised if that 4K mode is near lock 60 and doesn't have the frame tearing. And I also wouldn't be surprised if that 120 frames per second mode has some people in the crowds at some point.
Yeah, because it didn't make sense that the 120 didn't have much screen tearing, if at all. The regular 60 had, so it must be.
Well, you couldn't tell with the 120. Actually, a lot of the 120 version videos did have screen tearing because when you try to capture a game at 120 frames per second and at 60, it causes the screen tearing. Apparently.
Yeah. So could it be the capture equipment that made that screen tear, or the actual game?
No, because Digital Foundry in the 4K mode, the graphics mode, did have some screen tearing, but it was minimal compared to what the other videos were showing. So there was screen tearing, but I mean that's something that'll probably be addressed. I'd imagine
if
it's
there's
still
screen tearing, but you can't see it. Is there really screen tearing? The answer is yes. It's just you can't see it. because it's
Yeah,
120 frames per second.
Don't have the variable refresh rate thing to address the screen tearing issues?
No, yeah, that would kill all screen tearing. It's just when you record video and upload it to YouTube, you can't stop it because it's a fixed frame rate for video.
Are you talking about variable refresh rate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you had a VR TV, it would never have the issue because once the frame came in, it would just be able to put it in place.
It also depends which games are gonna use VR because currently on the Xbox One X, there's very few games that even take advantage of it. So.
And then the other thing is depending on your TV set, VR might not kick in until you're between let's say 40 and 70 frames per second.
Right.
And it will kick out if it's not in that range. So your set can determine if you're even seeing VR.
There's some sets that are like 48 to 60, I believe, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, that's great for a lot of it. If you're hitting 60, you're pretty good. But you would just cap at 60, and then if you did drop down in the 50s or
you wouldn't notice.
You wouldn't notice. Well, I mean, you wouldn't see any screen tearing.
Yeah.
All right. And the last thing I'm going to cover for Dead by Daylight will be implementing ray tracing on PC and next gen. The Series S runs the game at 1080p, and they plan on having ray tracing on the Series S.
Wait, I thought there isn't any ray tracing on the Series consoles.
Not at launch, but they will be implementing ray tracing.
No, but I thought there's just not going to be any at launch for any game, right?
It says we will absolutely support ray tracing, and it's part of our roadmap.
I'm joking about the John Lennon tweet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We will take our time to implement it on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, X, and PC in order to avoid negative impacts on gameplay and balancing.
So speaking of ray tracing, what games are going to have ray tracing? What do we know so far?
It's according to John Linneman, none of them.
Okay, but not according
seriously.
to him.
He also went back and went, maybe it will. Watch Dogs.
Well, he was like, I forgot about that game. That's what he said.
Is that why people are on him right now? They're on his case.
Well, he dropped it, and then all the PlayStation fanboys went, "See, Spider-Man has ray tracing. Xbox don't have ray tracing. Ha 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 ha!" And then it was this huge shitstorm of fanboys jumping on it. John, and don't get me wrong, John is a cool dude. He forgot about a game that has ray tracing. It's not a big fucking deal. It's the community that fucking took one of his tweets and exploded it into this fanboy war.
Well, and then people started bringing back that old tweet from 5 years ago when he was saying that he thought it would have been better if Xbox never entered the industry. Yeah, and he owned up to that tweet a long time ago. He settled that, and it's just people digging it up and bringing it back out. And he openly suffers from depression too. He says that on his own Twitter. Yeah, and so the more people who attack him, it's sad because he works hard.
He was taking pictures of whiskey bottles and opening up another. John, if you're listening, drinking's not the answer. Closing Twitter is the answer. And I know that's a lot easier said than done. I feel bad, but don't end up in a bottle because some fucking fanboys are talking about a video game console. Fuck them.
But he does really good work. All the people.
No, he does. He does fantastic work.
Do really great work, and they all have their own biases. But they try their impartial. Yeah, they try their best to be impartial. We know Richard Ledbetter is more of an Xbox guy. We know John Linneman is more of a Sony guy. We know that what's his name, Alex, is definitely a PC guy.
He has more of a. I mean, he gives a little bit more to the Xbox.
No, not at all. He is PC hardcore.
No, I know, but he kind of likes because he likes the way they're supporting PC. So he's.
Oh yeah, but PC games should be.
In no way an Xbox guy though. Yeah. He will take a dump on anything that's Xbox if he doesn't like it. Yeah. That's how he is. I would say
him being able to play everything on Gamepass. Yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah. But I feel bad for those people because they're really seeing the worst of the fanboy wars, the console wars right now.
Dude,
because it doesn't matter.
Them cucks today because so they did a tear, like Sony did a tear down of the PlayStation 5. We covered it. There's not a lot to that video other than Sony just kind of taking it apart and be like, hey, this is the system. We got liquid metal, we got this, and it's like, okay, that's cool. Like you didn't really do what Microsoft did. Like Microsoft took them out to Seattle. They got to talk to the developers. They got to go like in depth with each little part, and they got to build the console. No, but I'm just trying to explain something real quick. So, like, of course you're going to have a more detailed video versus them watching Sony rip apart a console in video and go, and yeah, they had commentary. The motherboard it's bigger, but it's meant to dissipate heat. Yeah, they're not going to have as much stuff to say about it. They didn't go to like fucking PlayStation headquarters and go, okay, let's rip this apart. Let's talk to the hardware engineers.
There was nothing interesting about the PS5 other than the liquid cooling.
Yeah,
liquid cooling. The liquid metal compound. Yeah,
but people ripped them apart because they were just like, it's not like they shit on it. They didn't.
No, they just said it was a traditional design console, a single board that was big to handle the heat issues.
Yeah,
whereas Microsoft went a completely different direction. They split the motherboard into two parts.
There's more interesting things to talk about. Like
exactly.
And how many times can they go, you can vacuum out the dust? Like, yes, that's a cool feature. They actually talked about it, but you can't just sit there and say, hey, you see those vacuum holes? Man, this is next gen. Like, what?
Oh, he also mentioned that their design seemed to be more about cost saving,
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, are you saying it's cheap and all this?
No.
It's like, my gosh, dudes, relax.
They're just talking. It's like I said, they didn't have hands-on. They're watching a video like you did. Like they're just.
It's going to be a really great 1440p console. It's fine.
They didn't. I'm sorry. Well, go ahead.
No, it's just stupid shit. People just take stupid little things and just blow it out of proportion, and then it's like it's a whole fanboy war. That's why I don't really try to participate in that shit on Twitter because it's like old and tired for a while. It's like just like concentrate on the game.
We should all be excited. We got 2 new consoles coming out, and like what is it? Let me look at my phone.
I don't know how Tim does.
I got a countdown. Oh, Tim Dog's account is fucking hilarious. So we got 27 days, guys. 27 days. 27. 26 once midnight hits. But yeah, like we got 2 new consoles coming out in less than a month. It's fucking awesome. We should all be excited and happy, even if you fucking don't have any game. Like, I'm sorry, there's not much on PlayStation I want to play. But I can't wait to have all those fucking load time differences. Yeah. Like, I really can't. I'm replaying through the entirety of The Last of Us Part 2 on it, day one, and I'm probably buying Spider-Man. Those are my big things for PlayStation 5. I'm excited to do those things. It's going to be fun. I got a new console,
Part 2.
Yeah, like it's going to be awesome. Like I'm excited for my PlayStation 5, my all-digital PlayStation 5. But I'm also excited because Fallout 4 is going to be running at 60 frames per second in fucking 4K with HDR. That's awesome. And I don't even have to buy a new game because I already own it. Or even if I didn't own it, it's going to be on Gamepass. Like they both have like cool things.
They're doing some things like that for Sony as well, at least for one game announced so far. Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, it's running at 60.
It's going to run at 60. Yeah, so maybe there'll be a few cases of that on the PS5 as well, which is really cool.
They have 2 different methods. There's plenty to be hyped about. And like just because somebody isn't as hyped as you want them to be, you don't shit on them. Like my hat's off to like Digital Foundry. Like they fucking they do a lot of good work. Like I know I look forward to their videos. Like because I know it's going to be like, hey, this game has these issues. Like you might want to play it over there.
Well, not even that. Not even that. I mean, like with these games coming out on 5 different versions, right? Like Dirt 5 is gonna have an Xbox One version, both S and X, a Series version S and X as well. Oh no, and PS4 and PS5 and PC. What was that? 7 different versions. And a bunch of those versions are going to have multiple modes.
I was
to
about to say,
test.
let's not forget all the different modes.
The 3 modes on the next gen versions, and then 2 modes probably on the previous gen versions, and
it's a team of 5 people. It's like 5-6 people. It's not like it's not IGN. You know, it's not like there's like 20.
And then they're
people,
testing
people.
load times too because of these SSDs. So that there's going to be I feel bad for Digital Foundry. They got their work cut out for them. Oof.
Yeah, they do a lot of work. They're kind of backed up in what they cover. It's not gonna be like a directly right away type of thing unless they have like previous scoops, like they did with the Series X and stuff. So it makes sense that they're just doing more coverage on the X because they have more access to it, like I said. So
that and they've had access to it for a while with an embargo, so they had it all ready for when the embargo was up, you know. Whereas with the PS5 teardown, it's like, okay, it happens that day. Are they really going to put a video together over the other stuff right then and there? So, I just feel bad for them.
Yeah, I do. I'd be down if what they need to. I think the only thing that they need to cover for the next year, they need to cover PS4 Pro, One X, Series X, PS5, and Series S, and that's still 5 fucking consoles. It's a lot of stuff to cover. But drop the PS4 and the Xbox One. It's like, nope, those.
I forgot PS4 Pro. It's 8 different consoles for 8 platforms
for Dirt 5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then within the next year, I hate to say, drop One X, drop PS4 Pro, and then that way you only have the 3. You have the One S, or not the One S, the Series S, the Series X, and the PS5. And then PC. Because at least that gets them down to 4. Like, it's still a ton of shit to cover.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
But I mean, I wonder what the next games they're going to look at are. I'm guessing probably Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs will be around the corner, you know?
I think that Assassin's Creed would be a big one. I think they'll do Falconeer as well, or probably not.
Yes, because I believe Falconeer is already getting previews. ACG did a preview pretty recently, not for the Xbox versions, but that's probably pretty close too.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed would be interesting because they're probably gonna have 2 modes. They're probably gonna have a quality mode and like a frame rate mode. Frame rate's probably gonna be like 400p to like 800, 1800s. Who knows? Like depends. I don't know how well it'll run.
Well, no, they said it's 4K 60. I don't think they're announced multiple modes for that game.
You don't think they'll have modes?
Well, they're not doing ray tracing, so there's no reason really.
If they do modes, it'll be. I'd imagine it'd be later, but it would be shadow quality, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I prefer just straight up 60, but I guess because I think it started at 30, wasn't it? Like because previews were at 30. If it wasn't on PC or whatever, so I'm not sure what they're going with that.
Maybe on the One X and Pro are 30, and then the next consoles are 6 because they said 4K 60. So
for both,
for both
Series X and PS5.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very nice looking game. I've seen the recent. It's looking a lot.
Can we just get cool like video mode settings now though? Could we just get like a hurt me plenty and it just drops the frame rate down to 30?
I'm getting annoyed when they do like these like 3 different modes when there's not a 120 frames per second mode. That one's so bizarre. Like for Yakuza Like a Dragon, there's 3 modes. There's a high res mode, there's a performance mode, and then there's the
1080
locked 60 mode.
Yeah.
That's so bizarre.
According to Digital Foundry, the normal mode, or what is it called? Is it normal or
there's normal, which is 1440p
at 60, which is the way to play. Yeah.
That's the way to play it apparently.
Yeah, because it seems like overkill. Like,
I know it's starting to get a little crazy.
Yeah, and like 1440p, I know people would scoff at it, but Yakuza looks pretty clean because I think it applies anti-aliasing. Really good anti-aliasing. So it looks pretty smooth and clean. Like even at plus the 60, which gives it like kind of the smoother look. So it's gonna look fine. And if you want to do like 60, if you want to do 4K, you could do a 4K at 30. Which Yakuza has been very mixed about. Like some games are like because you're running an older engine, like Yakuza 0, I think. So that one was like at 60, then others are like at 30 because it switched to
Yeah, Yakuza Kiwami 2 and what was that other? Judgment.
right.
Running. And then also Yakuza 6 were running on the latest engine. And those were all, 1080p 30 and shit, you know? So the fact that it's running at 1440p 60, that's a huge jump over 1080p 30. So
yeah, and the animation looks so much better than Judgment. I hope they put that game on Xbox. That's a cool game. Judgment looks really nice, and the rest of the Yakuza series. I mean, I'm guessing they will. I think there's been some success with the Game Pass, so I think they'll slowly start trickling them in over time.
But the new Yakuza is a good place to start.
Yeah, and I mean, I think of Ryan McCaffrey mentioned this before, but it's good that Yakuza is kind of like with Halo out the way. These other games kind of get like a bit of more of a spotlight, like Dirt 5 and Yakuza. So, you can
for a week.
Yeah, so at least you get some. You get at least some Japanese coverage. I mean, like
we'll have a week until Cyberpunk.
Yeah, so I mean that's good. You know, any type of
even
situation.
Microsoft was scared of Cyberpunk with Halo. I think that's the real reason for the delay. Cyberpunk.
Yeah, what is it like November
15th, I believe. 15th? Isn't it the 15th?
That's pretty soon. Seems almost like it's not. It's weird because it feels like
15th is a Sunday. So let me see.
Yeah, it almost seems like it's not like real because it's been so hyped up and like it's delayed so many times. It almost feels like it's not going to happen. Still, it has a firm date.
Look, CD Projekt Red right now has slave labor camps working on that game just for you.
That's right.
I heard whips and chains, and nobody can leave their desk. 6 days a week. 7th day they rest, but 6 days a week. Just nothing but pure, terrible times. All right, let's see. November 19th is the day, so it's a Thursday. That's when we all get to enjoy Cyberpunk. All right, what else happened this week? Rockstar buys Crackdown 2 developer Ruffian Games, rebrands to Rockstar Dundee.
Yep, that's right.
Which is kind of awesome. It sounds like, Crocodile Dundee, Rockstar Dundee. It's got a cool ring to it. I like that name.
Yeah, it's an interesting buyout integration or whatever, because weren't there originally like GTA devs before?
Yes, the creator of oh shit, what was the name of the development team originally that worked on Crackdown that fell apart? I'm gonna find out right now, y'all. I'm gonna find out right now. Real Time Worlds. Okay, Real Time Worlds.
Exactly.
Was the head of that studio was the creator of the GTA franchise. So he left, created Real Time Worlds, and then Crackdown 2 after Real Time Worlds shuttered, right? Because they put out APB, which just was a huge bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And well, no, they didn't shutter. They worked on APB, and Microsoft didn't re-sign them for Crackdown 2. So some people from Real Time Worlds left Real Time Worlds, started Ruffian Games, and made Crackdown 2. So now they are owned by Rockstar. So
it's a crazy story, man.
yeah, that's how it worked out.
I mean, I was kind of like messing with Steve Rules. I was like, because I was always like kind of debating about telling. I was like, listen, they should just buy Ruffian. Back when they didn't have like much studios, back in the where it was like kind of like looking kind of rough, because and they're pretty good like support developer. They did do a lot of stuff for them for Halo. They did the Crackdown 3 online stuff. I mean, granted, it wasn't like a good hit or anything, but they could have been a good steward for the Crackdown franchise, because many people always ask Ruffian to make more Crackdown games, even though it was given to Sumo Digital. I mean, they did a pretty good job with it too. But it makes kind of like the Crackdown franchise a bit of a question mark. So, especially now that it didn't do that great. But I mean, it's a good pickup for Rockstar. I kind of hope to see to put out great games over there, but I'm just curious to see what they're gonna put out, because they've been kind of iffy with their mainline releases. It hasn't been that crazy for them. So I don't know if you guys want to add anything to that, but Ruffian Games.
I'm surprised Microsoft didn't pick them up. Honestly,
yeah,
that's just what it is. Because they've been working with them for a long time, but I guess they never really did much other than like support work, like support studios that work, So
yeah, I think it's similar.
Microsoft goes for bigger fish, fish like Bethesda. Y'all talking about, Ruffian. Microsoft's like, what about Take-Two?
Yeah. Well,
what about EA?
Yeah. I mean, you would think that it's a similar situation with Splash Damage. They're like, they do a lot of work with them with Gears. So if because I think they got bought out, didn't they? Splash Damage by like a Chinese. Was it like Tencent?
Liu. Yes.
Yeah. So
which Tencent has a stake in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting how much stuff gets gobbled up and who subsidiary of a subsidiary, and it's fucking crazy. But yeah, it just sucks when you lose like a support studio or like a studio that you do heavy collaboration with. It's like, so now what do you do? Are you just gonna get a coalition to do? Because I mean, I'm sure they could, but they don't have that same team or expertise in certain areas. So it's very interesting. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how if Gears Tactics did well. I'm not sure how it performed, but if they or how they're going to proceed. I mean, I'm sure they could probably contract Splash again, because I don't think Chinese companies care about that as long as they get the money. But I mean, I'll be curious to see what happens, because there could be a lot of tension there because they bought Bethesda, and the Chinese developers, companies are buying up a lot of developers and stuff on top of Amazon and Google. So although they've been kind of like slow on the ball on that, because just recently got that developer from who did that game, Planet, what's that game? It's like a No Man's Sky type game, but it's like wacky.
All I know is that Chinese involvement within the video game industry seems like there's starting to become a bit of a crackdown on that within the U.S. under our current administration, and it's starting to kind of move that way in Europe as well. So I'm curious where all that's going to go.
Yeah, because they own quite a lot of big stuff, like they own
a lot of Epic.
Yeah, a good percent. I mean, small. I think it's smaller than usual, but it's not like. But it's still like.
It's not majority share, but it's quite a bit, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think it's like 20% or 15. I don't know, something like that. But it's a good portion.
48.4%.
48.4.
Yes, it's just under 50%. So they don't have majority.
I thought it was less than that. Wow, I'm surprised.
Right, Tim Sweeney.
That could be in or the U.S. getting into like, hey, it's too much, and forcing them to share.
Yeah, and I think that's going to start happening in Europe too, because the general
there's a big pushback from
popularity of the Chinese Communist Party isn't super. It's not super popular worldwide now. That's starting to change.
Yeah. Well,
and just to be clear, I'm not saying anything racist. It's about the administration. I'm not talking about the people.
This is politics. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, the big European one that's gobbling up studios, the THQ Nordic. That's a fucking crazy conglomerate now.
Everything.
It's insane. I mean, they haven't put out like crazy amount of games like that, but they have a lot of shit. It's crazy. Which is funny because like they basically just took the THQ name and added Nordic to it. It's like some rich dude that just likes to like games and stuff. So like he just built up a whole game company. I mean, it's running pretty decently because the Darksiders games are cool. Destroy All Humans is good, So the Saints Row stuff is cool. So we'll see where it goes. Hopefully, there's Biomutant too that's coming out at some point.
Speaking of money, though, Microsoft's going to be giving GameStop some money.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You heard about that?
Man, so I was going to put that on the back end, but okay.
We're talking about money, and you were talking about your digital PS5 earlier. And
digital PS5, yeah, it's all digital. And when I buy my PS5 from that GameStop, GameStop ain't gonna get shit other than my PS5 purchase. But apparently, Microsoft, on the other hand, when I buy my Series X through GameStop, every purchase I make digitally, GameStop will now get a piece of.
So they're gonna make a shit ton of money off you.
Console is locked to, it's locked to the GameStop essentially, because it's a GameStop Xbox. It's such a weird premise, but like, they
might track it based on serial number.
Yeah, they'll look at, and as long as it's purchased on the console, that's the other I was reading, and like that's, so if I buy something through the Microsoft store, it does not count towards GameStop's cut. It would only be purchases made off of that specific Xbox that is linked to GameStop.
Wait.
So even if I sold my Xbox to VERN, GameStop's still making a cut off all digital purchases made on that, because it's not tied to my account, it's tied to the console.
To the console, right.
Yes. So if you buy stuff off Microsoft.com or you buy anywhere, they're not.
But you can buy stuff from the Microsoft store. It just has to be the Microsoft
GameStop
store on the Xbox.
If you truly hated GameStop, you could make it so they don't get any of your digital money.
Right.
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't care. Yeah, it's an interesting way for them to push the Series S. It gives GameStop a huge incentive to just like, hey, buy Xbox. Like, we're gonna get a fucking cut. Yeah. Like, fucking good. Yeah, buy. Hey, you want to buy the digital version? Go right ahead. Like,
they'll be like, do you have a PS5? They're like, you don't want a PS5. You want to get this Xbox? They're like, why? Oh, it's so much better. That's why. Yeah. But okay, yeah.
Oh, you just want a PS5? What about the Series S? Like, just buy it. The Gamepass can't beat it, because they're still making.
You can buy lots of digital games. And well, what about all these used games on your shelves? You don't want those used games. You don't want those used games all over the shelf. I don't know, but no, digital.
Digital's the way.
The fact that the deal goes a little deeper, it's very interesting. Because
we covered it last week. We just didn't, and we didn't think it was going to they were going to get a cut of future digital sales, and they definitely are. I'm curious how long that lasts.
I know. I mean, Xbox is investing quite a lot into. Microsoft isn't a lot of money into the Xbox stuff, so that's very interesting.
Well, they killed the Microsoft stores. The retail stores. So this is essentially replacing that, at least for the video games portion.
And they don't.
I'm not a big GameStop guy, but I will admit that
a lot of people buy hardware from GameStop.
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, GameStop is going to be a good place for your Nintendo stuff and hardware. Basically, the software.
But guess what's going to be on the front of the store now?
Yeah. That's a good thing.
And guess what's going to be on the back of the store?
PlayStation
and Nintendo. They're gonna put Xbox front and center, because that's where their money's gonna come from.
Yeah.
Well, Nintendo makes
a lot of
Nintendo, they do a killing on physical purchases too.
For sure. But when they have a contract with Microsoft, guess what's gonna be at the front of the store? And pushing. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
It's smart.
If you know you're going to get, let's say, 2% of all digital sales that Microsoft sells on the consoles you sell, you're going to be selling those motherfuckers as fast as you can. Just to get that 2%.
And they don't have to fear the digital transition if that's how things are going to be going forward.
Yeah, it's a smart way for incentivize.
GameStop, pretty much this deal has saved GameStop. Like, their stock market, like, it's skyrocketed after the announcement of the initial. Now that this is going to look great for investors, because the better Microsoft does, the more money they're going to make on this 2%, which means their stock's going to continue to go up. Like, this is nothing but good news for them.
Mm-hmm.
And GameStop has already said they don't want to just be a game store no more. Like, they're trying to compete with Amazon, which is great for Microsoft, because that means Surfaces, fucking anything they want to produce hardware-wise, they have a storefront they can toss it to, which they don't have to open. They don't have to keep stores open. They can just, hey, GameStop, you still that 2%? Hey, here's a Surface, put that up there too. Here's the Surface laptop. Here's the Duo phone that nobody bought because it's $1,500. Put that up there.
Yeah, I do like their approach at like just geek merchandise, like the toys and stuff, because that's pretty cool. I think people usually buy like stuff like that. So I hope they keep that in there too, like Marvel Legends and Nintendo.
I don't think they're gonna like go crazy and get rid of all that stuff because it's still good moneymaker for them.
Yeah,
but I think this is a good deal for Microsoft because it keeps them from having to own GameStop.
Yeah,
because that would just kill GameStop if Microsoft was the one selling you PlayStations and Nintendos, and like it just would be weird and just wouldn't make sense for them to buy all those because they're franchised anyway, right? So it's not like they wouldn't even be buying the stores; they'd just be buying the franchise.
Yeah, otherwise you'd be doing a Windows Store thing. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but
hey,
we'll see it's exciting.
Yeah, we'll see where the health of GameStop is from here on out. I hope they continue to be around, but we'll see.
I bought all my consoles from GameStop. I really had, except like I mean, I bought a 360 from Target once, but for the most part, that's where I get my hardware is GameStop. And it was a little, it's disheartening to see a store close down and people lose jobs and how like the route GameStop's been on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
they even try to do what? They try to do like they try to become Blockbuster for a bit, and even those closed down. Like DVDs died. Like they had what was the video store? Like what was it? Video Stop or some shit like that.
Hollywood Video, was it?
No, they had their own. One second, let me pull it up. Oh, like they had their own video store.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, they were. What the fuck were they called? Now I have to know. Now I have to know. But they closed. Like they pretty much all closed down.
Yeah, they tried everything then, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I will learn. I will figure this out. But anyway, they do have the GameStop pop culture stores. If you've ever seen the layout of those stores, I think they look a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting times, man.
All right. Well, I'm not seeing it right off the bat, so I'm just going to move on. Let's see. Xbox Fanfest has gone digital, guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I know Vern got in. I got in.
Will, I'm ready for some trivia. I'm going to win that shit.
Did you get into Xbox Fanfest?
I did.
So I'm curious, how does this work out? Like, it's just like a digital, like you attend like a digital meeting or something.
Well, the first 25,000 people that sign up for the trivia get in.
Oh, and you win.
But you have to also sign up for FanFest as well, and there's going to be new events on a, I guess, weekly or monthly basis, or whenever they decide to do them. Yeah.
So what do they give you like for like because they usually give you swag and but so what do they give you like digital goodies and stuff?
Well, they made you could
the trivia
opt in
prizes. Yeah.
Yeah, you could opt in to get swag though from FanFest to get stuff sent to you. They don't guarantee you'll get anything sent to you, but you can opt in to get it.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But it pretty much like I know people hate Xbox and they think nobody likes Xbox, but it was a bitch to get the.
Yeah, they were slammed. They were slammed.
Oh.
All right. Well, moving on. I mean, because we don't really know much more. They haven't announced anything. We're supposed to be getting email.
Well, we know we know what you can win. Yeah. It's like I don't know, like for the top 50% of people for the trivia, they get like 5,000 reward points, and then there's like a top 500 prize and a top 100 and a top 10, and then a first prize. First prize wins a Series X. The one person who wins the trivia out of 25,000 people gets a Series X and like a headset and some Game Pass Ultimate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the top 10 get the headset and Game Pass Ultimate or something. Top 100 get Game Pass Ultimate. Top 1,000 get something. Top 5, I forgot what it is, but yeah. You can win a Series X maybe if you know a lot about Xbox.
I mean, I think you're probably better off at Taco Bell, getting Taco Bell stuff.
Probably.
Better shot.
Yeah.
But I'm playing. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes of trivia.
Wow. That's a lot.
Well, it's all in rounds.
If you don't have the internet, what is the Xbox for you? A, the Xbox 360.
360, yeah.
The Xbox One.
That'll be a legendary question. That'd be amazing.
We'll make our own trivia. It'll be great.
That's awesome. The name of the executive that is known for destroying the Xbox brand.
Yeah, that'll be an easy one.
Nah, it's Don Matrick.
Don. Who was it?
Matrick.
Matrix.
I don't know. It's Don somebody.
Dot Matrix.
Dot Matrix. That's it.
Dot Matrix. Yes.
All right. So another news. Mike, this is a big one for VERN. I know he loves that streaming future. Microsoft said, you know what? If Amazon can do it, we can do it. We are going to bypass the App Store and build an app that runs on the Safari browser on iOS and bring Gamepass streaming to iOS. So yeah, starting next year, Microsoft came out, told its employees, they're gonna have an app so that they can run their streaming service through iOS by going through the Safari browser. I'm curious what kind of latency this adds, but they're like, nah, we doing it.
Yeah, I'm curious because it's probably not going to run as good as if it was indicated. So I'll be curious to see what the latency is, like you said, compared to if it was like,
a native app versus. I mean, I guess it's really on Apple if they made it work well. Because you're hoping a browser works well.
Yeah.
But I mean, Amazon's doing it that way. Microsoft's going to do it that way. I think that's going to be the way iOS goes forward, like with any of these streaming apps.
So it's going through Safari?
Yeah, you'll just load up the web browser, and it will allow you to do everything through the browser.
I haven't used Safari in a long time. Has it gotten better?
No. I mean, it's like, I'm sorry, Apple, you don't know how to make a fucking web browser. And at this point, it's like, even Microsoft gave up, and they had a better web browser than fucking Safari.
And Safari it's also kind of junky to me.
Edge uses Chromium now. Edge is Chromium, so it's Google makes web browsers. That's who does it. Yep. I'm sorry, Firefox fans. Your platform, it just doesn't. You might as well just install fucking Opera at this point. Google has won.
Plus, Opera are awesome.
Yeah.
Do what?
I said, plus, Opera is awesome. Not the browser.
Indeed. But can't they just use like the Edge browser to stream it through the Apple Store? Or is it too many?
Is Edge browser on iOS?
I don't know.
I don't really have iOS. That's a good question.
Phone. I have a good phone. That is called shade.
So I don't know. Maybe if it's not on there, that would be the that I question. But yeah, it just seems weird that it wouldn't the browser. But yeah, if it's not available, then I guess so far next thing they can go to. Google, I don't know if they'll allow it because they have their own streaming thing there.
Well, I mean, you could always just have it through a browser, and Google's not stopping you right now. I mean, that's Android. Like, you can use Game Pass streaming on Android, so it's not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Just on that damn iOS. All right. I think that's it for news. I don't know if I have.
Yeah, I don't think there's an iOS version, so.
Okay, makes sense.
Oh, wait. It was released for Windows 10. Oh, yeah. iOS in 2017.
Maybe it got like discontinued or something?
No, I think it's on iOS.
Okay. So that's weird. They should just use their own browser.
But but the issue is then you're going, okay, I need you to go onto the iOS store. I need you to download the Microsoft browser. I need you then to sign into Xbox so that we can then link you to the Game Pass streaming. Like, it's just too many steps. Well, if you just say, hey, load up the browser on iOS and just go to Xbox, and it's there.
Yeah, it could be a compromise deal too. Okay, so we can't put our stuff there, but can we put things? And like, okay, do that too.
I hope they get a native app since fucking what is it? Apple
Mhm.
TV's coming to Xbox.
Yeah, it's just it's like hypocritical not let that go through and you're having your own app on Xbox. It's stupid.
All right. Yeah, that's it for news, guys. So, man, that was a crazy week of news. I really didn't think it was going to be that big of a week, and then
I think it's gonna keep
Fallout guys
staying big until launch.
Yeah.
I mean, Fallout guys is huge. It's not big.
Yeah,
It's huge.
Fallout guys is really big.
Yeah, that's gonna be big.
All right. Did anybody watch anything this week?
I did see the.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh well, I did see the last episode of The Boys. Ended up, I really liked the ending. It was really interesting. They ended it in kind of a way that it was not the end, but they could comfortably end it there if they had to. I guess.
Oh no, there's already been. They already have
But-
another season coming.
Yeah, but like I guess they try to lessen their from like having to wait so long. The way they set it up, so like okay, these guys are doing something in the meantime. You know, their next season.
Mhm.
Building up, whatever. Yeah, it was really good. I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah,
Crazy show.
yeah, yep. And I took advantage of the Funimation offer from Game Pass Ultimate. Although I haven't seen any anime, I did add a few things to the list. Like, what was it, Demon Slayer?
Cock and balls.
Yeah. That's an anime you can watch. And if at this point, if you're listening to our show and you're a kid, sorry. Sorry.
Is that like a real show or something?
Oh, it's a line to a show.
Oh man,
What the hell is that anime called? I'm gonna have
Let's
to look it
see, Shimoneta something.
So it's we've talked about it on the podcast before. It's the world
Okay,
where
here it is.
everything's banned.
Yeah,
Shimoneta.
Shimoneta, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist.
Yeah. Where
Yes,
everybody has essentially like, everybody has a bracelet on, and the bracelet immediately notifies the authorities if you say anything bad, do anything bad. But the main
Sexual,
character, wouldn't like if you say a cuss word, it doesn't even have to be sexual. They
Oh,
can
that's
be-
right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
But the main character has a flip phone that allows her to turn off monitoring of her for what is it, 30 seconds?
Something
It's
like
like
that.
30
Yeah.
or 60 seconds. But in that amount of time, she switches clothes and is just like in a white blanket and is like just nude all the time and flashes people and goes around like yelling cock and balls and saying the most obscene shit possible to awaken people, so to say, hey, authoritarianism is bad.
Pretty
Like,
much, yeah.
That's kind of the message, but it is taken to such an extreme that no child should ever watch that show.
Oh, dude, yes, no, it's definitely adult material, or low tier adult material. You know what I mean?
It's-
Like a low
yeah,
tier
like,
person
you-
who watches adult. Yeah, it doesn't take brains to watch this show.
No, but it's like if you caught your 16-year-old watching it, you would be upset with them because it essentially
Yeah,
is like almost
yeah.
watching porn.
But it's fart humor too at the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah, but it's funny. It's funny, and the main male character, doesn't he wear like underwear on his head or something?
They both wear underwear on their head.
Oh, okay.
That's their mask, is a pair of panties on their head.
Uh-huh.
Oh man.
It's I would definitely recommend it for adults, though. It is fucking hilarious. It is over the top and really, really good. But it is, and it's not a long watch. It's like 13 episodes, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's a short season.
Well, I'll make it my first priority to watch Slayer on the Funimation app.
Demon Slayer? Yeah, it's really good. That's a fantastic anime.
Yeah, nice designs too on the characters. I like
Yeah.
that, like green
The art's
and black.
beautiful. Yeah.
It's nice.
And then have
What
you watched Mob Psycho yet?
No, is it on there? I'll have
it's
to.
up there. Watch it.
Yeah, just give me like a list. Yeah, give me a list of stuff and I'll check it out.
Let's see. I got a list right now. One Piece. Watch the entirety of that. Fairy Tail. Radiant. Goblin Slayer is pretty good.
You won't be able to live long enough to get through One Piece.
Oh, God.
Let's see. The time I got reincarnated as a slime is pretty funny. Of course, My Hero Academia is all up there. I think you've seen Attack on Titan.
I've seen parts of it. I do want to see like a full season. It looks interesting.
But yeah, Mob Psycho's great. Demon Slayer. I still have to finish up on Sword Art Online. I haven't watched it yet. The Devil's a Part-Timer is fucking hilarious, and it's supposed to be getting a new season soon.
Is there any ones that are similar to like, I guess, like Cowboy Bebop? And I know there's Samurai Champloo. Saw that one already. So something like kind of like like Caper-ish, but like with adventure in it. I don't know.
Clockwork Planet maybe would be the closest I can think of.
Okay.
Plunderer Plunderer would probably be up there.
Yeah, I know Outlaw Stars there too. All time. That's a good one.
I mean, I like Black Clover a lot. That has like 130 episodes.
That's cool.
There's another one I was looking for that I really liked.
How's
this isn't interesting, but
yeah.
How's
There's a Gundam Unicorn, I think it's called. That's like the only one of very few Gundam things that are on the Funimation app. So I'm curious to see how that looks. Cool. I haven't seen Gundam in a long time.
All right. So
I don't know where it went.
This is the show I want you to watch because it's not long at all. It's like 10 episodes. They're 20 minutes. It's called Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious is the name of the anime.
Sounds goofy.
And it's about a guy that gets he dies and he goes essentially to heaven, and then they're like, hey, we need you to go and fight a battle for us on this other Earth and this other planet, and you got to level up, and you got to you're going to get powers, you're going to be able to fight these people. And like the whole time he's like, nope, can't fight him yet. And he's like, but it's just a slime monster, like you just stab it, it'll die. He's like, nope, gotta prep. So he gets so essentially it's the South Park episode where the kids get by just killing boars to get to level 100, but for the entire anime. He's like, nope, can't, it's too tough. We gotta prep for this. And then he just becomes super overpowered through the entire fucking thing. To the point he's prepared for any scenario, even for a slime. It's like maybe I slip with the slime, maybe this happens, maybe that. It's just over the top and hilarious. But I would definitely recommend that anime. It's one of my favorite short animes to binge on.
Yeah, send me a text list so I can write it down. Put it on my phone.
All right. Well, but that's I watched. I guess I said I watched that. I watched The Boys like you did to finish that up. What else did I watch? There's been another show. I'm gonna blank on it. I haven't watched The Great British Bake Off yet.
Oh, the Great British Baking Show?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. Everyone should watch it. Every episode's great.
Shout out.
Good feel-good show.
Everybody's super nice. I mentioned it to somebody, and I was like, yeah, my friends are trying to get me to watch it. They're like, oh my god, it's so good. Everybody's just so nice.
It really is. It's just good feel-good TV.
They're like, there's nobody mad. There's no Gordon Ramsay. It's just pure, hey, that's great.
Or if something's bad, oh, I'm sorry, it's bad. Okay, moving on. It's just it's nice. There's a few shows like that. That one, The New Queer Eye is another show that is like that. Just very positive. It's the kind of TV I like to watch right now with the way things are in the world. And then also, oh god, there's one more show I was trying to think of that's like that, but it'll come to me later.
All right, so to finish off what I've been watching, I started It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm up to halfway through season 3. I actually really like it. I didn't It's been really good so far. What else? Supernatural started back up. That show's about to end, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Amazing Race. That's the other show I was thinking of.
Amazing
It's
Race?
all
Okay.
also very, very positive. Yeah, I like that one a lot too.
And then Raised by Wolves ended. That show was fantastic. If you don't have HBO now, that's worth binging through. Like, now that the season finished.
That's the Ridley Scott thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's the androids raising human babies on an alien planet. Like, it's really weird. Huh?
Are there any actually cool there? Or
any what? Android? I'm sorry, you broke up for me.
Are there any cool aliens there?
There are aliens there, but not the alien monster.
That sucks.
They could totally do that though, and it would fit in this universe. And if it's not, I'd be shocked if we don't see something in season 2 as a homage, or like we should see an egg or something like in season 2. Because the main character in it is super OP. It would make sense to fight aliens with. The main android, I should say.
Yeah.
It is a very bloody, crazy show. But I like it. I like it a lot.
Don't they have another show that's like popular there on HBO? Besides that one,
all the
what's it called?
Doom Patrol's
the
up
Cthulhu
there.
Thing. What's his name? Something Country.
They get really political with it. I don't know. Like I have people on both sides of the fence that I know that were like, man, this is just too much. So take it as you will. Like
it's called Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, there it is.
I've seen. Yeah, I have friends that are super leftist and friends that are super on the right, and neither had good things to say about it to me. Which disappointed me because Cthulhu shit's cool as shit. And
yeah, I was like, how do you mess up Cthulhu?
Like getting overly political sometimes, you know.
God,
sadly.
Damn.
But you know what? I'll probably give it a shot eventually.
That's why I like Stranger Things. That was some good Cthulhu type stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite Lovecraftian things out there. You know.
Yeah. It's very of that and like.
When's the next season of that coming out? That has me pumped.
Yeah, they're all gonna be grown up at that point. It's gonna be like they're not even like
no, but they're gonna be in Goonies territory at that point.
Yeah,
like, it'll be
it'll be fun. Yeah. That'd be interesting. Actually, it's actually cool that they're showing them.
Yeah, we get to see the characters grow. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, but that's weird.
It's not like they didn't use 25-year-old guys or 35-year-old guys to be like 18-year-olds.
No, they used actual children who were good actors. You know.
Yeah. So you get to experience it. And I'll give credit to the Harry Potter films because that's what made those good. Is because they weren't like adults trying to be kids.
Yeah, because the It movie, I mean, they had to do it because they can't just grow the kids up that fast.
Yeah, fast.
But you can tell that the better than it. Yeah, but the kids were like more interesting. I mean, the adults were cool, but as kids, they had more of a like liveliness to them. I guess I don't know. It's more, I don't know, more entertaining. I guess because they're so out of the element, you know.
Yeah.
So. Some good stuff. You guys want to do what we're playing?
Sure, I can talk about it. I've been playing tons of Watch Dogs 2, actually. All games. Yeah, I was, I still have to be my, best Xbot and play all the Bethesda games, but I stopped Wolfenstein 2, so I was like, well, maybe it'll run a lot better on the Series X, but Watch Dogs 2 probably won't get a patch or anything. And I wanted to finish Watch Dogs 2 before Legion comes out at launch, Mm-hmm. I really sat on that game for way too long. It's fantastic.
Oh, the second one?
Yeah, it's really, really good. I know you only play it for a few hours. I looked at stats, so
I liked it, but
you didn't play it long, yeah.
No, because I was playing a lot of open world games at the time, so that game it
tired you out. Yeah, I get it.
Too much.
It's
a good game. I like it though.
No, it's like once you actually put some time into it and unlock some of the abilities, that game is creative as hell. It's so much fun. For anyone who's this ever wants to play it, I would suggest getting the little drone like right away. Whenever you can save up enough money for that, get the drone. And then there's also an ability that's so much fun where you call in gangs to do hit jobs on characters. So once you get that thing leveled up, you just go to an area and you put hit jobs on everyone there and it just kills everyone for you, and then you go in and do your thing. It's ridiculous. But I barely have shot anyone in this game since I've been playing through it. I've done a few takedowns and stuns, but everything has been done through cameras, through drones, through the little rolling robot. I haven't done anything with the character for the most part, and that's what's made it so much fun. You're just terrorizing people essentially.
Well, yeah, it's funny you say that because when I was playing it, I was basically just to see how far I get. It's just entertaining as hell.
Well, the thing is, the tutorial isn't very indicative of what the rest of the game is like, but you don't have any of the abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's you have to push through those first few hours or so. But once you do and you start unlocking stuff, it's so much fun. Story's interesting too. It's a little bit different than the first game as far as the mood. It's a little more fun and upbeat than the second game, the first game, which was kind of dark and depressing all the time, Which makes sense though with the locations. The first one's in Chicago, which is cloudy and cold, and
Yeah, I like the first one a lot because it reminds. It was very like the industrial areas, and
and then San Francisco though it's complete opposite on the West Coast, bubbly, fun, But yeah, I've been playing it a ton. I'm almost done with the game actually. I've been loving it a lot. It's worth it. So that's mainly what I've been playing.
How much you want to bet? That's the first game they enhance and make better, and then you're like, oh fuck.
It's okay. It's not like I'm not having fun playing it,
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. That's a cool game.
Well, tell Vern what game we played. It's not co-op, sadly. Not.
Yeah. So because
I got added on Twitter. That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's since Dustin likes his Crimson Skies, it's a well-known thing. So I was looking at the store and I saw this game. It looked like a cool like fighter jet plane.
Can I interrupt real quick? I want to just make something clear. I don't like Crimson Skies. I love Crimson Skies.
Yeah. So yeah. So this is an idea.
One of my favorite games of all time, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's a game called Red Wings: Aces of the Sky. It's an arcadey like flight combat game. Very fun. You get little missions here and there. You got to destroy the troops and destroy Zeppelin. It's really nice. I think you'll like it, Vern, if you try it out. There's a demo for it if you want to try it out too. It's kind of like a cell shaded kind of cartoony look to it. A little nice little flourishes, like the clouds are nice and
cool.
It looks a lot like Crimson Skies, but cell shaded.
Yeah. So definitely try that out. Me and Dustin were playing it. But it sucks because there's no co-op multiplayer at all. It's just all.
Yeah, it's all local.
Yeah, but hopefully they'll make another one and be like.
I was joking with Will. I think Microsoft should buy him and make him produce Crimson Skies because they've already stole the gas bar. They stole. I feel like it's definitely inspired.
Oh yeah,
by Crimson Skies.
Yeah, the bar is very much like almost like a direct
green health, yellow fuel. I get it. It's a simple thing, but it like how they build it. It kind of looks like it.
Yeah.
There's zeppelins. There's balloons with power ups. I know this is all flight game 101, but like I don't know. If you saw it, you would be like, yeah, I see it. It's Crimson Skies.
They just pretty red wings. Kind of went red. I guess they want a bit of that whole homage there, but yeah, it's a cool game. I'm not sure what else you were playing though, Dustin. I think it was you were playing Raiden.
Yeah, Raiden 5. Oh man, yeah, so good.
It is pretty good.
So many times.
Played that one a while back.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was playing. What else was I playing? Oh well, you guys go first. I'll look at my stuff.
Man, just throwing me in on the deep end.
I'm done. I've just been playing Watch Dogs 2. That's pretty much it.
So Run 5, I downloaded Watch Dogs 2 just to see what Vern's getting out of it. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, of course, played some more of that. And then Star Wars, talking about flight games, Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that. It's fun. I think it's definitely worth the money. But I need to check to see if anybody has a looking for group out, because I don't, like, when I checked, I think it was Sunday, there were only 14 looking for groups. So I don't think it's holding up well for the amount of people trying to play it.
Yeah,
that's not good.
But I'm curious if, like, that was just because it was a Sunday night, and I don't know. But I actually think the flight is really good, but you got to play Southpaw and then invert the controls. It's the only way to play. Like, flight games inverted all day. Everything else, normal. But yeah, it's really we played a little Call of Duty. Like, nothing has really changed in Call of Duty. But that's about it. That's all I played.
Okay.
I take that back. There is something I've played a lot of, and I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it. I played Super Smash. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Some Steve?
I got to play some Steve. Steve is fucking crazy, and like, I'm not good with Steve at all, but I was watching some fucking people online. Steve is so broken. People are gonna be so pissed. Steve is changing that game.
Did you see his winning screen?
He's building
Smash?
a house.
No, the winning screen, like the actual.
No, there's two different winning screens.
Oh, okay. There's one with him holding the bread, but the particular angle and where he's holding the bread. What is it?
There's a taunt where he just sits there and eats steaks or pork
steaks.
chops.
That's what it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but the angle that it is makes it look like something else.
I can already imagine.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all have seen it.
But when he wins, either there's a video of a creeper coming up and it explodes and just Steve's just sitting there eating his steak, or it's like Steve builds a house, as in like the entirety of a house.
Here, I put it in Twitter. You can discuss or not discuss.
Man, I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see how terrible. Oh, I see it. You don't even need to click into the video. So Steve is well endowed. Let's just put it that way.
And excited.
And very excited. That is something they would definitely be fixing. I mean, that's just the face, though. That's what I love. There's just, yeah.
That looks
you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it.
Yeah, why did you put it like right there? It looks so stupid.
Well, the thing is, it probably is in that. At that angle, it's just terrible. But they put so much detail in it, that is probably where you hold your steak when you're viewed straight on, and it's not an issue. It's only an issue in that angle on that screen.
That's amazing. Oh, man.
But awesome. Yeah, Steve, keep it in your pants, man. Keep it in your pants. All right, nice. Yeah, Smash is. I've been sitting there trying to unlock all the characters in Super Smash, so it's been my goal, trying to get better.
Yeah,
I think there's like 84 people right now that you can get, and I think I have 40.
So
I'm still planning a Halo like LAN party, and then of course like it turned into we should do all video games, which I'm cool with. But now I have to unlock all the fucking characters in Smash. Because I don't want to hear people bitch about, my character's not unlocked in Smash. It's like, no, go fuck yourself. Just pick another character. But I'm going to try to unlock them all. That's the goal.
Is this like a third season pass for that Smash Brothers game? Or
no, this is the second season pass.
Wow. It's so many characters. I feel
this is the second character of the second collection. Banjo was part of the first collection. But I think I will buy the Banjo amiibo. It looks pretty fucking badass. And I don't buy amiibos, but it looks fucking awesome. If you were gonna buy one, I think that's a really cool one.
Yeah,
and then the Steve Alex one is probably, if he's holding his pork chop at that angle, I might have to buy the Steve one. If he's doing his victory pose, you know,
do the same thing.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, that's all I've played.
Nice.
Super Smash.
Yeah, so I've played Yakuza 0. Started out pretty fun. I like it. I was playing some Crash Insane Trilogy. That very frustrating jumps and stuff. Like I'll miss and I shouldn't have. Like the distance is very deceptive. I don't know. I feel like that doesn't hold up. I haven't held up in that regards. Is like the platform is very iffy. I was playing some Metal Gear Solid HD 2 because I kind of was like, you just try Metal Gear. It's a little hard to get into again because mechanics are so different. Old as well. Yeah. So it takes a long time to get used to it. But it sucks you can't get like, there's no Metal Gear 1 or 4. Also, you just stuck with like 2 and 3, and like it's so disjointed, like and zeros. And I mean, the only thing you could do is probably go from like Metal Gear Solid 3 to like 5, and then you're shit out of luck. You can't get into. You gotta go jump to 2, and maybe Rising, but that's like way further. That's like the last game, pretty much, timeline wise.
Yeah, but you want to play them in order of release.
Exactly. So
otherwise, the story doesn't work right.
Yeah, I mean, you could do the chronological thing for
on a second playthrough.
Yeah, for Big Boss you can, but up to like the regular Snake, the Solid Snake, it's very disjointed. I was playing some Raiden as well. Dustin was playing it. Assassin's Creed Origins. Still, that game is such a fucking slog. Just I want to get that over with. And I was playing some Strania, which is a 360 game. It's like a mech shoot 'em up. And my usual Apex, Destiny, and PUBG. And that for me, yeah. And Dishonored, but that's just on the side.
All right.
Like VERN.
Well, I think we've come to the end of this podcast. Oh, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in this week. We will see you next week on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Everybody stay healthy and safe. Thank you so much, Josh, for hanging out with us in chat.
Yep. Big ups to Josh.
Yep. But until next week, peace out, everybody.
Later.
Later, guys. Hope you enjoyed Genshin Impact.